Hey, what is up, guys? And welcome back to another Magic the Gathering online league. We're back again with Eldrazi Ramp on the draw for game one. I mean, there are a lot of hits off the top here, so I'll keep this. Revealed Devourer. I mean, Eldrazi, Temple, Ugin's Lab are obvious. Malevolent Rumble, still solid. So I think, that's what 7-11 hits there alone. Trying to think what else would be good. I mean, there's a few things, but pretty happy with this hand. Could be better, could be worse. Bauble. Fetch target. Bit of a mistake there. Sacred Foundry tapped. Sacred Foundry, now that's interesting. Trigger. Going Utopia Sprawl makes sense here, so I'll grab Sprawl. I'll go over in Catacombs, fetch. I'll grab a... Stomping Grounds might not be a bad idea. That way we just have double red. Yeah, we're guaranteed double red at that point. Even if they do get rid of the Utopia Sprawl. Double red, pass, and pass. So now Eldrazi Temple gives us Myca Spawn or Command. Mardu. Mardu what? Another Temple. We'll hold up the Command. Not sure what we're up against specifically. Felia? Bowmaster. Bowmaster's fine. Could this be Mardu Hollow One? Question mark? Maybe. If they cast the Burning Inquiry, then that'll be pretty obvious. Shock. In response, we're going to ramp and get rid of Bowmaster. Make spawns, hold the ability to respond. That's an Urghast. That's an Urghast, my friends. Can we get there? No, we might be off. Are we? There's the Mako. Are we off, or do we have enough? Because we need to go Sowing Myco Spawn into Sanctum. So not quarter, Misty Rainforest, fetch 1, 2, 3, 4. That would leave me a 4. Yes. Yeah, and 5 cards in yard. That's an Emrakul, friends. That's a turn 3 Emrakul. Alright. Well, I mean, if you just want to hand it to me, that's an option too. So we still need to Urghast. At the same time, my hand's kind of meh afterwards. Let's make sure we have our second Emrakul. We do have our second Emrakul available. So we will cast our play Misty Rainforest, fetch, down to 11. Grab a forest. Sowing Myco Spawn. So now we get to the side. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, we're one off, unfortunately. So let's think here. Do we go Sanctum or not? Because if we just go Urghast Emrakul, then we just have a Talisman Ghost Quarter in hand. So I think we can go Sanctum. We see the other Emrakul. Resolve. Emerge Aragast. Oh, sacrifice a creature. Trigger. Yes. Rumble will be good. Emrakul the Promised End. Emerge Emrakul out of Aragast. 'Tis my turn now, friend. A Detective's Phoenix in hand. Draw Faithless Looting. Draw 2 cards, then discard 2 cards. Okay, we can do something with that. Put that money +1/+1 counters on Mako. Yeah, that's fine. So we can Faithless Looting. Draw 2, discard 2. Let's discard Detective's Phoenix and Flage. Mako triggers. Play Bloodstained Mire. Fetch with Bloodstained Mire. Let's take a look at your deck. Lethal's on board. We could Elegant Parlor and just set up the top to be a dead draw. That is an option. That is an option. Yeah, that might be correct. So, Elegant Parlor, trigger, take a look. I don't want you getting a Bowmaster, so that goes in the grave. Then we're going to cast Detective's Phoenix on the Mako. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Done. Empty the yard. Go to combat. Attack. And go to blocks. And pass. And pass. So they do have blockers for the Emrakul for what it's worth. There's a Flage. Push me down to 8. Bit unfortunate there. I guess maybe I could have attacked with the Mako first. Yeah, maybe that would have been correct. Up to 16, meaning that they no longer have to worry about lethal damage. Let's play the Ugins Lab. Yeah, if I would have attacked the Mako first, blocked Detective's Phoenix, bestowed Detective's Phoenix on the Detective's Phoenix, that way they would have only had 1 blocker. Maybe that would have been correct. Malevolent Rumble. I would like a Chrysalis. That was what I was hoping for. So we'll go for Chrysalis. And then go to combat. Your force... Well, you actually don't need to block there, funny enough. Down to 3. We'll hold up the ability to respond. We have a flying blocker. And scoops it up. Good stuff. So, Jund... this is just Hollow One. Alright, that is a win. In my data, I've stopped adding the Jund modifier or Rakdos because it just ended up with a lot of duplicates, and I just want to know my win rate against the deck or the archetype and get more granular elsewhere. But yeah, I think slight misplay on my part, but otherwise Solid game. Well, let's cut the Karns. Karns aren't doing much here. And run it back. On the draw for game 2. Hand looks good. Would be better if we find a talisman off the top. Because then we can go Devour, Talisman, Chrysalis, I think would be ideal. Either that or we hold up the command. Of course, if we don't find what we need, we can always rumble on 2. So that's good as well. They could be running Charmal. Do need to be a bit mindful of that. 18, and there's the Mako. Trigger. Return is good. Micah Spawn is good. Both are beneficial here. Thing is, we're not guaranteed a red source, so let's go Myco Spawn. And let's imprint, Devourer, and pass. Hold up the ability to respond on the off chance they can do something. Tapped Sacred Foundry, attacking for 1. Okay. Down to 19. Draw Cavernous Souls. Don't want to play that right now. We'd be playing into a potential Charma. Now, we can hold up to command, or we can go Rumble. That's an interesting thought. I think Rumble might be correct, though. Two Emrakul, Wooded Foothill. I mean, we'd have 3 types in Yard. We can increase it to 5. Yeah, I mean, I think grabbing an Emrakul is correct here. Would have liked a Soul Land, but we'll take the Emrakul. And we will pass. Next turn we can Cavernous Souls, either go Myco Spawn. Okay, Faithless Looting. Either go Myco Spawn or I think Chrysalis. We can also just hold up the command. I'd have 5. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We would have enough for Emrakul the following turn. Mountain. No, another. Oh, yeah, Mountain. They tap the Sacred Foundry. Bolt target me down to 16. Okay. So it looks like they're trying to fill their Yard. Maybe for a Flage? No, a Phoenix. Yes. Alright, well, we'll end up taking the 5. I'm actually kind of okay with this. They have very few cards in hand. We can interact with that very easily next turn. World Breaker. Yeah, then we go Cavernous Souls, name Eldrazi. And then we pass. We can exile as well as ramp. So I feel pretty confident. Street Wraith, yep, that's fine. You can keep on getting the Marauder big, or the Mako big. Big Mako. Big Shark. What is my turtle doing? Alright, going to combat. I will ramp and exile. Opponent's thinking. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, I'm actually only going to be at 12. So I'm going to be 1 short. That is okay, though. We can also World Breaker next turn. Land. Rumble. Rumble could get us there. Rumble could get us there. Is it safer for us to just go World Breaker, exile the Detective's Phoenix, though? Probably. I mean, this is a -1, and we have another 3 types that we can hit. Artifact, Planeswalker, Enchantment. I mean, you have 12 hits there. We would need 2. So probably not good odds. So probably better for me to simply play the World Breaker and exile the Phoenix at this point. It offers us a blocker, offers us pressure, a reach blocker at that, which is, I think, really important in this matchup. Opponent passes. Command. I think we just ramp here. Another reach blocker, so that way I feel comfortable attacking with World Breaker. Also gives us some spawns, so that way we have more colorless sources in case they do charm all. Bonus down to 11. We actually do have lethal next turn. We can grow this Chrysalis quite significantly. Oh, let's attempt to win. Because we can put 6 +1/+1 counters on Chrysalis. No blocks. So K command, X4. I should cancel that. We need to learn from our lessons. Trigger 1. Trigger 2. K command. I would kind of like to actually hold up. Can I hold up and win? I'll hold up a green source and win. So this is 9, I need 2. Yes, I can hold up a green source. I mean, we already have Breaker, but doesn't hurt to have another. Don't need the Ghost Quarter. So Breaker top draw. And lethal damage for the win. Good stuff. Alright. Well, solid match. On to match 2. Alright, and we're back for match 2 on the play for game 1. Hand looks solid. I'll keep. So we go Utopia Sprawl on 1. We can play Micah Spawn on 2, or Karn on 2 if we want. Depends on what we kind of see from our opponent. We're going to go Stomping Grounds, Shock, and Utopia Sprawl on red, just in case we draw into an Aragast, and pass. And pass. Scouting Tarn, fetch for Breeding Pool. Starting to get Breach vibes. Yeah. Who would have thunk? Grinding Station in my Magic the Gathering? Never. Ugin Lab, Imprint. And we are going to go with Karn the Great Creator. Hello. How you doing, friend? Minus Karn. And we will go with good old Tormod script, just in case you find some wacky way to try and kill me. And pass. Next turn we can go Myco Spawn. Also a thought. Well, now I really want a Soul Land to get rid of that Saga. Tamiyo trigger. Writhing Chrysalis is nice. Sets up a blocker, ramps the Myco Spawn. Alternatively, we can set them specifically on the mid-range game plan next turn. I will... Like, we can Stonebrain out their game plan. We currently have a lock, though. So I think I'm going to press my advantage while I have it. Writhing Chrysalis. Trigger, trigger. We're going to tick up and get rid of that clue. You can always recast the Opal, you can't recast the clue. And pass. Next turn we can get rid of the Sog before they search, but not before they likely create a construct. That's fine, we have blockers. We can keep them pretty light. Shifting Woodland is fine. They don't want to attack the Tamiyo for obvious reason. Or maybe they forgot that Writhing Chrysalis does in fact have reach. I want to, but I'm not going to because I want to get rid of that Saga. Alright. Temple. Well then. So, what we can do here is kick a Myco Spawn, first off and foremost. Myco Spawn will kick that Saga, and opponent scoops it up. Yep, opponent scoops it up. Grinding Station. Win for game one. Let's go to sideboard. Alright, so returns are out. Stonebrain in, Jailer in. I forget if I brought in anything else. Let's take a look. Nope, Stonebrain, Jailer, that's it. Cool. Let's run it back. We'll be on the draw so we can keep the Gemstone Cavern in. Otherwise, it can always bring in, like, a Writhing Chrysalis. Well, this hand's kind of meh, right? Like, we can set them onto the mid-range game plan, but then what, right? Not to mention we would be doing that on turn 3. We could just lose on turn 2. So I think aggressively mulliganing here is probably a little bit better. Utopia's Sprawl would have been great, but we don't have a forest, nor do we have a way to then play Karn. So, no. I'm mulligan again. Alright. Not the greatest, not the worst. We can work with it. The question is, what do we want? Probably don't want the Ghost Quarter. I want the command, so I think we cut the Rumble. I need to draw into a land is the only problem. So maybe we actually keep the Rumble. Yeah, that might be correct. Pass. Play the Forest. A Misty Rainforest. Bobble. And pass. Okay, Sprawl does change things up a bit. on red and pass. Misty Rainforest fetch for a Surveil land. Hedge Maze, okay. Saga. Bobble Me. Looks like a bit of a slower mid-range hand. Draw. Sanctum of Ugin. Well, let's Ugin Lab. Worldbreaker. Am I worried about losing right now? With them sacking the Bobble, not really, so I think I will Rumble. Oh, I'll grab the Temple. And pass. We still have Command X1, so we're good there. Alright. Saga tick up. I'd imagine you have a land. Yep. They have to have Consign in hand. Like, you haven't seen anything from them. Windswept Tooth. And we'll play the Temple. So they're gonna fetch. They might then create a construct. Do we want to command when their shields are down? Might be our only time to actually play command is the problem. They make a construct. That will resolve. The question is now, do we exile the construct? Are we worried about that right now? Like, what's the benefit of doing so? We can exile a construct, we can ramp, set up for Worldbreaker next turn. Alternatively, I can ramp and draw and try and set up for another command. We're looking at X equals 5. 3 commands off the top. Or, yeah, 3 commands left in the deck, so 3 out of 49, 48 chance. We haven't fetched, so 3 out of 49. And it's like a 6% chance per draw, so we're looking close to like 30 some odd, probably a bit closer to 33% chance in total. It's a bit of a gamble. Versus if we just hold, then we can potentially interact for what it's worth. But there's also high potential that just gets countered outright. What are the chances of us losing? I mean, high, right? They're gonna have 4 mana. Screw it. We'll just pass. We'll just pass. They have the Bauble and Grave. They have a Grinding Station plus Breach. They have an artifact. So then we will just die. Doing this, though, tells me I don't need to worry about that. We command. Doing that tells me everything I need to know. Stonebrain, 2 commands. Well, command, bottom, top. We'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 9, 10. We'll be a bit short, so I think I actually do bottom the brain, top the command, and hold. Alright, let's see what you got. You have how many types in yard? 4? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You could Sanctum of Ugin and go after something. Scouting Tarn. Attacking for 3 is fine. You're holding up 2 mana. That's the main concern I have here. So 2, 4, 10. Do we hold? Because right now we have 2 bits of interaction that can truly mess them up if they do not play this correctly. Opal is currently active. Do need to point that out. So they could, theoretically. Yeah, I'll just pass. Probably should have played the Windswept Teeth with that in mind, but we'll just pass here. We'll hold up the commands. Like, I feel like they're on the mid-range plan right now. They're looking for something, but I can't sit here with any degree of certainty and say what. That leaves up a potential counter. Another Saga, Jesus. Yeah, the Saga beats are an option. Rumble will resolve. Yep, that's fine. Another Opal, 2 Tamios. I imagine you take the Tamio. Yeah, choose Tamio. Maybe I should have taken the Brain. I was thinking about going for the World Breaker, but I think in retrospect I should have went Brain. And at least that way we would have eaten a counterspell out of their hand. Because I know they have the Consign. We're trying to play around it to the best of our ability. We'll block here. And at least get a Consign out. So go to blocks. Block and block. Done. Command. I think I do want to scry draw again. This will trigger Sanctum. Do you have a Consign? You do. So we've been playing around it correctly. Yep. This is fine. Oh, interesting. Why did you sack the spot? Oh, to hold up another blue source because you have 2 consigns. Okay, yes, that checks out. I shouldn't be surprised. Oh. Opponent messed up. Fascinating. Either that or is that bug back? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I mean, there's no way they don't have another consign up. Like, so we're just kind of fighting over that. Yeah, the consign doesn't feel, or playing to a consign doesn't feel great right now. So we'll just run it back. Hold up the ability to respond. We can pretend like our opponent didn't mess up. And it's not sold that grabbing Emrakul right now would have been correct. A Karn, though, you say? Okay. We would like to resolve Karn for obvious reasons. However, I'm in a position right now where we're convinced they have a consign. So, what we can do then is this. I can exile, ramp. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can X2. And maybe we actually don't want to grab spawns. Maybe I want to instead scrydraw. I think that's correct. Exile you. Oh, that one's Sanctum tapped. So let's go X2. This way we hold blockers and hold up enough for Karn. This will turn off the Mox Opal. Sowing Myco spawn is good. Okay, so Mox Opal is off, meaning that now we can do a few things. We have 3, 7. I can play the Myco spawn, but I cannot kick it if I also want to play Karn. So I think playing the Myco spawn is correct. Or is just playing the Karn correct here? Because we could Bajuka Bog, but Bajuka Bog isn't doing too much right now. So I think instead just playing the Karn is correct and using the spawns as blockers is right. Okay. We need Karn on board to lock them down, so at this point we need Tormod's Crypt. Grab the Crypt. Next turn we can get rid of Saga, or at least attempt to. Keeping in mind that it is likely that our opponent does have Consign in hand. Another Saga. Jesus. Okay. Just don't have enough constructs, do you, friend? Okay, making a Saga. Sure. The Saga token will become bigger. Attack of Tameo, attack of Construct, yada yada. Yes, that is fine. We also do need to be mindful of Pithy Needle that they have undoubtedly put into their deck. Okay. Well, drew into the Bajuka Bog. So we can just bog them. Let's first attempt 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Try and slow things down a bit. Get rid of the Urza Saga. Opponent scoops it up. They didn't have the second consign. Wow. I mean, I was playing around it to the best of my ability, but I guess they didn't have it. Okay, we'll take it. Solid 2-0 win against Grinding Station. I do think I did misplay by not grabbing the Stone Brain earlier and bottoming that, but at the same time, having the command was helpful. So, give and take there, I suppose. But the Stone Brain would have allowed me the following turn where I didn't cast World Breaker to instead get that consign out of hand earlier. So, things to think about. I think I could have played that a little bit better. But that said, we'll be back for match 3. All right, and we're back for match 3 on the draw for game 1. Hey, it's Odin! Hello! Always nice to see a familiar face. I will keep this hand. They reveal Devour. Well, you know what, friend? I'll reveal Devour. So Odin's likely keywords on Tron. So it is a Tron matchup. So let's see what they're on. They could be on ramp for all we know. It's possible. I made the transition. They could have too. It was interesting for a while. It was Odin's list and my list for MTGO. So. Yeah, that's... Yeah, felt that. Yeah, I mean, that's... Orzhov is so difficult, I can imagine, yeah. Yeah, I just don't think Tron is well positioned right now. Like, Tron is... I'm going to say Tron's my second love of Modern. So it is Tron, as expected. Tron is very much my second love. I think my first love was Death Shadow that got rudely crushed into dust. When, was it Modern Horizons came out? I think so. I think it was like either the first or second Modern Horizons. And then Tron was my second. And then Alantine was my third. And then Ramp kind of rekindled that love with big mana decks. Because it feels very much like Tron in some ways. What do you want here, right? I can go Utopia Sprawl, and then we need to just hope that we draw into something decent. Like, what I really want is Soul Land, right? What I really want to go is Stomping Grounds, Utopia Sprawl. Kind of Soul Land? Karn's also good, though. Like, a turn 3 Karn's not bad, but do I think it's good right now? Not really, but we also maybe want this forest just in case. We'll grab the forest. I'll grab the forest. I'll go forest, sprawl, red, pass. Like I said, what I really want right now to see is a soul land. Well, okay, I don't want you to have the soul land. I want the soul land. That is... Oh, the returns got awful. I don't want to see that. We'll go Rumble. There's the Ugin Lab. Okay, things are looking more promising for next turn. The problem that I foresee here is twofold. Right now they have 4 mana. A Soul Land will get them to a kicked Myco Spawn. That is a major concern. We could Ugin Lab, but that doesn't really do much. So I think a Misty Rainforest is probably correct. And if they don't have the Myco Spawn, then we're in a good spot. So we'll go Misty, pass. Okay, so they don't have it. That's 5. They could have Karn. Or just a normal Myco Spawn. That is okay. We're good with that. Now they, of course, will grab the mine. Yep. And we've seen a power plant in exile. 5. Karn. Yes. So things will get complicated here. Imagine you're grabbing Liquid Metal. Yep, that checks out. So we will pause on end step. I'll fetch the Misty. Grab Commercial District. Trigger. I mean, Utopia Sprawl is mana neutral for what it's worth. However, is it what we want to be seeing right now? They're going to start sinkholing us each turn. The answer really is no. So I guess, I mean, okay, so we have our land for turn. Utopia Sprawl, like I said, is mana neutral. We can then put a Sprawl on the Commercial District. That way we're not losing as much. So, okay, you know what? We'll put that on top. We'll put that on top. That is fine. So let's go Ugin Lab, Imprint, Devourer. Green, red, green. And we'll put it on red. So then green, 6, kicked Mycospawn. I'll kick out the power plants. They've already seen one. And at this point, a temple would make the most sense. We could Ghost Quarter, actually. Ghost Quarter is an option here. It could hit the Ugin's Lab and put him down to 1, 2, 3, 4 mana total. Now, of course, by doing so, it reduces our mana. And I would really like to be able to Kozilek's command their Mycospawn and hit Karn in the face next turn if I can help it. So Temple might be correct, as much as I am tempted to hit that lab with a Ghost Quarter. So we'll grab Temple, and we'll pass. Did I play a land for turn? Yes? Yeah, the lab. It's like, wait a second, did I mess up? I feel like I messed up. Lab, yes. Imprint? No imprint. Don't tell me you have another Mycospawn. That would be real unfortunate. 4, 5, 6. Damn. Yeah. So now, unless they have... So, okay, if they have a 7 mana value spell in hand, we are truly SOL. If they don't... Not great, but okay. Oh, well, okay, yeah. Okay, well, shoot. Shoot. There's the Lickle Metal. And now they can sinkhole another. Grabbing my green source. Yes, that sucks. If we had done that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, wait. If I got rid of the lab, right? 1, 2, 3, 4 mana. Maybe the Ghost Quarter was correct. Like, yeah, it plays around another kicked Mycospawn. Damn. I mean, all they have to do right now is just protect Karn. Well, this sucks. Stomping Ground, shock. I can't kick it. Cast the Mycospawn. And I suppose we'll grab... I mean... Okay, so Karn will grab something from the side. Mystic Forge, Cityscape Leveler, all are problems. But is Ghost Quarter the right pick at this point? We're already way behind. So maybe we just grab the Temple and pray that we can somehow get out of this with like an Emrakul. Like, that's where we're at right now, is Hope and Pray land. I mean, they're going to block. I'd imagine so, at least, yeah. And next turn, maybe we can get rid of the Myco Spawn and hit Karn for 3, but I think by then it's just a little bit too late, especially because they have this Devour tucked underneath Lab. Yeah, let me know in the comments what you guys think. Should I have grabbed Ghost Quarters instead of the Temple? Like, obviously, it required them to specifically have another Myco Spawn for all of that to happen. Takedown of Karn, as I kind of anticipated. I'm going to say Cityscape Leveler. Stonebrain, that's fine. We're okay with this. What I'm not okay with is you playing with wires. Come here. Oh. Yep. Stonebrain's fine. Imagine you name Karn? Emrakul. Okay, so they see the out, and that is Emrakul. Yes, makes sense. Can they still play that? Devour 3, 4, 5? No. Well, they will in fact Liquid Metal Coating me. And they can get rid of, well, they have to get rid of a Soul Land at this point. Otherwise, Command will get rid of the spawn, and I can then attack Karn freely. So they do need to do something about a Soul Land. Okay, well, that's just rude. Imagine you coding tick up 6. So even now, if I do get a land, Karn will still be up a turn. Yep. Alright. Chrysalis is not it. We can X3. But does that matter? It does. Yes, we will pass. I'm not going to attack because it would just mean that I have then nothing on board to attack with. So the right thing to do here is just hold the command and X3. So in response, I'll float 2. See if you tick up before phase changing. Damn you. So what likely will happen is they will probably EE here, because that'll be more impactful. Airghast is interesting to me. We might actually be able to pull that off. So let's go top and draw. That's really interesting. We might be able to do something with this. Tick up. Okay, leaving me with the spawns. We're going to have a flyer here next turn and draw a fresh hand. Okay. Verdant Catacombs, fetch. Please tell me I still have Stomping Grounds. Thank the Lord. Is playing Airghast correct? I think so. Writing Chrysalis basically replaces the Temple. Airghast gets me a flyer and a fresh hand. So I think we will do this. All right, Butter. If you're not going to be a lap cat, then I need you to go. Oh, come here, sir. Out you go. 2, 5, 7. So we are 2 short of just a natural cast. They already took out Emrakul. Like I said, the benefit here of Airghast is that it has evasion. The problem is that they haven't grabbed for Cityscape Leveler yet. I'll sacrifice the Mycospawn. 1, 2, 4. Airgast. I mean, I guess the benefit is next turn if they minus for Leveler, then they're not interacting with my lands. So it might give me some breathing room. But I think Leveler just closes out the game is the problem. If they hadn't Stonebrained the Emrakul, instead like grabbed Karn, then I think it would be a different story. We do have a Karn. Okay. Things are looking interesting. Well, I'll pass at this point. Nothing else to do. I'm definitely not playing that Talisman. Do you have a very big command? Yeah, shoot. I mean, that's an X equals 9. You could exile Aragast. Otherwise, you can just scry draw through your entire deck looking for an Ulamog. Yep. I think that is correct. Like, we're trying to hold on here, but that early Karn really did seal the deal. Let's see, 2 top, 7 bottom. I'm going to say one of those 2 cards, it's an Ulamog. Almost 1000% certain. Yep, 5, 6. Okay, not the end of the world. We can work with this. 3, 5, 6, 8. So they still have the ability to -4 Leveler. And if they do that, I think it's a GG. I mean, I think this game's been over for a while. We've just been trying our hardest to stay alive. Yep, trigger. Target Aragast. I mean, I can play the Karn next turn, but what is that going to do for us at this point? It's going to do absolutely jack. Whatever we play, now it gets killed by Leveler. So I don't think I have any recourse. I think that is just the game. So I'm going to concede. So that's a loss against Tron. Well, we're going to bring in Stone Rain. We're going to cut the returns. And Stone Brain is actually a little bit interesting here just because I can strip a Urza land. We could cut Chrysalis for it, but I'm not sold on that idea. Tron doesn't need Tron in order to function. It's not like it used to be where it's just Tron, because it also has Ugin's Lab and Eldrazi Temple. I think we just run it back with the Stone Rains. Let's see. Oh, we're on the play though. Gemstone out. Chrysalis in. Submit. I don't know if that got in. It got in. Cool. And we're on the play, so we don't need Gemstone, which means we have an extra spot that we can bring in. And Chrysalis is good. It's ramp. Very easy to ramp with Chrysalis into a turn 3 Mycospawn. What say you, Odin? I mean, I imagine they bring in Stonebrain. Yeah, Stonebrain in... Stonebrain, like I said, Stonebrain doesn't feel as good as it used to. It really doesn't. It feels very mid because, like, there's very few decks now that, like, have this core pillar that Stonebrain can strip out. Like, yeah, there's Grinding Station that can take out Breach. But then they have this mid-range backup plan that's highly effective and highly lethal. So, I don't know. Hand looks meh. Like, if we had a forest, I'd be more tempted. But we don't, and so I think for that reason we mulligan. Is the deck going to betray me? Because it feels like it is right now. We need a solid 5. Come on now, don't do me like this. Odin's thinking hard on their opening 7. Like, what do we really need right now? We just need, like, either turn 2 or turn 3 land destruction would be solid. Turn 2 Karn, also solid. Anything else less than that? We'll have to top deck well. Okay, yes, this is keepable. So how do we want to keep? We go Utopia Sprawl, Temple. Do we keep the Aragast? That's the question, isn't it? I think the answer is no. Do we keep the Stomping Ground? I think the answer is similarly no. Yeah, maybe. We can drop the Talisman instead, because Talisman's a bit more fragile thanks to Karn. I'll keep this. We need a top deck. We need to see some good top decks here. So, let's Sprawl. Red. Pass. Pass. We'll play Temple. What'd they exile? Map, Microspawn, Devourer. Play Talisman, I dare you. Thank you. Ooh, and a map. That's right. You and I always differed on that, whether or not map was correct. I think right now it might be. Devour is not what I wanted to see, though. Stone Rain, pass, and pass. Tower, yeah. Utopia Sprawl is good for what it's worth. Actually, no. That would be a mistake. I recognize that as soon as I was about to do it. No. Because that's 2, 3, 4, 5. This at least will be 6. So we're 1 away from casting Devourer for what it's worth. It's not great because it means we'll exile one of our sprawls. Yeah, Devourer just feels so bad sometimes. Like, in Tron it feels great, but in Ramp it feels very mid. Honestly, might cut another copy. Go down to 1 copy or something. I don't know. Interesting. Command. Command is good. We can X4. We can grab Karn. That's an option. I think it is correct. I might want to hold a red source. I think that is also correct. I don't think I care about a green source. Though I guess Writhing Chrysalis is an option. If we want to, like, hold all of our options available, We just, what, X2 here? At the same time, I think we do. Just hold the red. Airghast. Not what I wanted to see. Bottom bog. Next turn 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The main problem I see here. Alright, well, turn 4, I haven't played a land. So top and top, draw, and tap and pass. Alright. I imagine you have a Command X2. I'd be shocked if you didn't. Yeah, that's what I thought. Which now makes a sowing Mycospawn all the worse for us. So we have Airghast. Red, red. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'd be one short is the problem. Yeah, Sowing Mycospawn absolutely wrecks us here. There's the mine. Sowing Mycospawn kicked. Yeah, I think it might be GG's. Maybe I shouldn't kept the Airghast on top. Like, my thought process is, of course, that I wanted to get my draw 3 if possible. Now we could refill our hand in some action. Yeah, that's a kicked Mycospawn, alright. Damn. They're gonna have 5 mana after as well. What do you hit is the question. The worst possible thing you could hit for me right now. The double red. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. Or 1 off of the Airghast, yeah. Oh, if we had spent that 1 extra red. The 1 extra red would have allowed me the Airghast. Because we held up the extra red in case we saw Stone Rain. And we didn't. And that 1 extra would have allowed me to cast Devourer. And then cast Airghast. 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. Yeah. Damn. Right, 2, 5, 8. Yep. Like, we can cast the Devourer. Then we exile our Utopia Sprawl. I get something at least, but then they're just going to minus Karn for Leveler. I think doing nothing is incorrect, so we'll just go for it. Rough. Pass. So if we draw into a fetch or stomping ground, we can Airghast for what it's worth, but I think this game's over. Rough, rough, rough. Yeah, let me know down in the comments, should I have spent that 1 extra red mana, or should I have held it? Because, like, ideally we were looking for Karn or Stone Rain, right? No, World Breaker, Jesus. So they're going to get rid of 2 lands. Don't get rid of my Stomping Grounds. Don't do it. It's rude. And Liquid Metal. So now it's a blocker for Devourer. Talisman. Liquid metal. Yup. There's no Aerogast for me. It wouldn't have mattered anyways because World Breaker is just sitting there as a blocker. Don't taunt me like that, game. Freaking rude. Lab's not doing jack. I can't block. They're going to sinkhole me and just sit back until I can't do anything. And then grab Leveler, kill Devourer, and win. Yeah, you got it. GG's. Alright, well, unfortunate loss to Tron. But always a treat running into Odin. I feel like we have this back and forth rivalry. Whenever we play against each other, it's like, oh, we recognize each other. The fellow Tron player, but now, of course, I'm playing Ramp. But that said, we'll be back for match 4. Alright, we're back for match 4 on the play for game 1. Well, it's always a funny thing when you're looking at a handing on, oh, this would have been better on the draw. Thank you. I appreciate your wanting to alert the world that you are driving a motorcycle in negative. Actually, you know what? It's not negative right now. It's 1 degree outside. But feels like. What does it feel like? Hold on. Where is it? It feels like negative 11. I mean, I guess credit where credit's due. But like, don't rev your engines around a residential area. That's just rude. Okay, cool. So this hand, garbage. What makes it better? A soul land, but that's about it. We're mulliganing this. Oh, that's so awkward again. I mean, I can't cast anything in this hand right now. What makes it better? A green source, right? And any green source makes this better. But that's a 12.5% chance of that happening. Okay, hold on. So that's 9 hits. Cool, cool. We also have command. That increases it to 13 out of 54. So that's a bit better. No, I will keep this. I will drop the return. I swear to God, if this is energy, I'm going to scream. So, like, this hand could be worse. Could be better, though. But could be worse. There are some decent hits that if we do hit will be very, very good for us. Okay. Let's play lab. Imprint the breaker. You know what also would be good? Talisman. Talisman would be good as well, because then we can play the Rumble, right? We can play a land, play the Rumble. So that would be good. So that increases it from, what, 13 to 17 hits off the top? Okay, looking better, right? Anything else that we could hit off the top and be happy with? I think it's mainly those 17. Yeah. Emrakul, you are not on the list of those cards, though. We'll play the Temple and pass. I got nothing. I will hold up the ability to respond next turn. There is a world where we're playing against Blink. And we'll need to return World Breaker to hand. Honestly, if they wanted to give me a green source, I would be okay with it. Interesting that they also didn't fetch on my end step. Interesting. Maybe they were playing around the command? This feels like it's control. Jesus Christ. Counter Soul's name Eldrazi. Like I said, we have 17 hits off the top, and we were seeing None of it. Not a single one. Okay, any colored source at this point would be nice for the Chrysalis. What is happening here? This is such an anemic game right now. Oh my word. What are the odds? 17 hits and 3 draws in. I mean, the odds are in my favor. But we are... Variance just said, nope, screw you. I mean, I guess at the day, you take a gamble. Yeah, at this point, what else could we have hit? I think it's still those 17. No, it increased from 17 to 21 hits. Because now we could have seen Sowing Mycospawn and been content, right? So I went from 17 hits to 21 hits out of 53. I mean, we're almost at 50-50 odds. I don't know what's happening. So our opponent has determined we have nothing and is now fetching and surveilling. Which, fair, honestly. Because they're right, I currently, in fact, have nothing. But it also tells me that they were trying to play around something before. Thought Scour? It was like Thought Scour. And then you're going to cast a black. Cling to Dust. Okay. I was thinking instead you were going to Thought Scour into a Oculus, but I guess not. Interesting. Yeah. Take a look, friend. I got nothing. And if you take my Chrysalis, that means that... I mean, actually, we're still on 21 hits at that point. We're still on 21 hits at that point. Taking my Emrakul's okay. Yeah, that's fine. I don't foresee me getting there anytime soon. I mean, I do have 2 Rumbles, but you have counterspells. You and I both know you have counterspells. I guess you could Murktide here. It'd be a small Murktide. It'd be a 5/5. I guess they're Murktiding. Because it's not an Oculus. They're one short on that. Yeah, okay. Small 5/5 Murktide. Yeah, that's fine. Alright. 21 hits off the top. Let's see. Wild. Okay, well... That's 4 draws, 21 hits. Nothing. We'll pass. Well, I feel like I'm losing this game. Well, not even 20, not even, it was 21 hits, but not out of 54. We know 1 card on the bottom, so that should get a 50. Okay, draw. Okay, yes, that is in fact one of the 21 hits that I was looking for. However, a bit late because it's going to get by a Spell Snare or Counterspell. Yeah, so, okay, well. Saw that one coming. So no Writhing Chrysalis for me. Yep, down to 10. Alright, so we have 20 hits. Ideally, really, we're looking at 17 hits. Man. Apparently, I should not buy a lottery ticket right now. I'll play the lab and pass. I mean, we're not dead yet. If I resolve the Chrysalis, it gets me a turn. Right? Though, like, with my luck, they're gonna have to shoot the Sheriff. Alright, let's say 17 hits out of 48. Go. I mean, yes, it was one of the 17. I should have specified 13. That's on me. Actually, no, I really just needed 9 at that point. I really needed this Writhing Chrysalis. Can I do anything with this to where I don't just lose? No, right? I think we just lose. Because we can cast the Mycospawn, sure it's uncounterable, but we still have lethal on board. Or rather, they do. I mean, I guess we can cast the Rumble. I don't think it's gonna matter. Like, is there a world where that actually matters? No, it just reveals information to my opponent, I think. What? Oh, main deck can sign. Oofta. Okay, yeah, we'll concede. We will concede. Oculus. Lost for game 1. Those were some bad draws. Like, just percent-wise, that was horrendous. They are splashing white, so, I mean, A, that likely means pest control, but B likely means, Ketramos? Ketramos? I think it's Ketramos. So they might have the not the insta-kill with Dark Blast, but the synergy with Dark Blast and Frog. I wouldn't necessarily call it a combo. Call it more of a synergy. It's synergistic. Man, I knew that hand was a gamble, but God, that was rough. I could do the math on like how unlikely that was for to happen, but I mean, I'm willing to bet it was like somewhere upward of like 97% with however many draws in. So I'm not even gonna bother doing the math. If someone in the comments wants to, by all means. But I think it will just make me even more sad if I do. I was like, oh yeah, that's variance for you. I mean, I say it all the time. Magic is, I wouldn't even say equal parts skill to equal parts luck. I feel like the luck is like a major contributing factor. I'd say like 70% luck to like 30% skill. This is okay. It's not great, but it's okay. I can keep this. Little commercial district, lab, tuck, and then rumble. Land would be good. You can take a land. You don't take another Urgas, though. We don't need that. Alright, and the pass. Darklight Shores pass, so holding up Consign, holding up Spell Pierce, holding up a lot of things. Do I want to tuck Worldbreaker or Urgast? Both block flyers. Worldbreaker doesn't hit all too much here. It's a land, and that's about it. Urgast can refill and can be pretty explosive. So I think but also like the Worldbreaker is more likely to be castable at some point. So I think we tuck the Urgast. I'll attempt a Rumble. I imagine it gets countered. I'd be shocked if it didn't. Color me shocked. Get a Cavern of Souls. That's awesome. That's a fantastic hit. And pass. Okay. Interesting. So Thought Scour? No. Huh. Okay. Maybe just had the Dark Slick? That was it? Bog. That'll be good later. Name Eldrazi. So right now we have 5. We can ramp for 2 to 7. So we'll hold that. You know, Bog next turn if needed. We also have the ability to cast Return if they go for a Harbinger. It will mean that we lose the spawn, however. Though I guess actually we have X equals 3, so we can also just exile the Harbinger. So that's fine too. So yeah, Harbinger is okay. Command X2 is probably correct. The question is whether or not they play Froge. Do they play Harbinger? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 types in Yard. If Emrakul becomes relevant. Preordain resolves. That's fine. So no Harbinger this turn unless they unearth it. Marsh Flats. I mean, I don't foresee this command resolving, right? But let's try for it. Command X2. We draw into a soul land, then we can still cast this World Breaker. Okay, yep, like I said, I didn't foresee this happening, but it potentially also acts as a permission spell next turn. Counterspell, yep, that's fine. Get that out of your hand. Look at that. So we will cast Chrysalis. Nope, I need red. Uncounterable, we love to see it. And we'll bog you. And pass. So we could Aragast next turn if we really wanted, but I think we just World Breaker. Well, okay, I guess. Kind of wanted to play that. Would have been nice. So okay, it's starting to look like we Aragast instead. Harbinger? Okay, or maybe I don't play Aragast. Opponent's taking like every option away from me. Like, no, you're not. No World Breaker, no Aragast, no nothing. No Kozilek's Return, they're dead cards. Yeah, Stomping Ground. Maybe we should just apply pressure to the board. I mean, they're gonna attack in, but I think we should apply pressure. Want to block? Be nice if you did. 13? No? Okay. We'll let the blade respawn in case we need to sack the spawns. Got a lot of fancy islands on board. Let's see. Wounds up teeth. More fancy islands. Imagine their concern might be a command. And like us just blowing them out of the water with this Chrysalis. So they're not attacking. I mean, they're gonna have to block at some point. Right now we have 5 damage. One, two, three, four, five, 6. 6, 9. So we could actually hardcast Narragass, but that's engraved, so we'll point there. Is this a Murktide? It is. It's in 4/4 Murktide? Yeah, that's fine. The question now stands, do we attack? Okay. Okay. This is promising. So I'll play Talisman. Does that resolve? Or do you have a force? That resolves. Ooh, that changes things now, doesn't it? Because I could sweep with return using some spawns. That would then let me cast Aragast. Because we'd have 1, 2, 3, 4. We could then sweep the board. Oh, it's tempting. It is really tempting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm gonna attack first. See if they want to trade their Murktide. If you want to block your Murktide, that'd be fine. Okay. The question now remains, do you have a force? Because I would have to sacrifice the spawns is the problem. The alternative is instead 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think we just return Worldbreaker. We're going to pass. We're going to hold up the returns. We're going to return Worldbreaker to hand next at the end step. Because that clears their board and keeps Chrysalis. Yes, that is fine. They would need to cling to dust. End step. Return Worldbreaker to hand. And sacrifice probably the Bajuka Bog. The Bog ain't doing much. Sink in the stupor. Rude as hell. Draw. Temple. Well, I'm going to imagine that his talisman does not resolve now. Should I have sacrificed a spawn instead of using the talisman? There might be an argument for it. I can push him to 7. It might just be better to now be on the defense. Yeah, if I would have sacked a spawn instead, that would have allowed for return to remain up. Maybe that would have been correct. Yeah, let me know down in the comments if that I should have played around. Like, Sing and Stupor is such a niche card, or not a niche card, but such a like one-off card there that maybe it doesn't deserve to be played around, but definitely hurt. Ugh. Next on my graveyards, and then more returns. Yeah. Graveyard go bye-bye. Someone forgot about something important. It got reach. One at a time, though. Got the blocks. Alright, well, the Writhing Chrysalis will still act as a threat. Another World Breaker. We could attack. Attacking here might not be a bad idea, actually. Because now we're going to force them to block at some point. That's fine. And pass. Looks like maybe another Murktide? No, I think it is an Oculus. So they must have an Oculus, but they can't cast it because they only have 6 in yard. Or 5 in yard, rather. Alright, we'll attack. So lethal is now on board. They can't attack haphazardly here. They need another blocker. Thoughtseize? Surgical. Okay, I see. So you'll choose not to exile it, and that way you can have the 6th for the Oculus. That makes sense. Yep. Alright, well, you can attack in. I'll be at 10, and I'll have a blocker for the Oculus. Yeah, unfortunately that one... The one manifest creature is going to be a problem. Ooh, okay, maybe less of a problem. Okay. So, World Breaker. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hello. I'm going to get rid of your swamp. Well, this just got a whole lot more interesting. Attack of Writhing Chrysalis. You're gonna want to block with that manifest creature. Yep. 'Tis a frog. So we have another reach blocker. And opponent scoops it up. Good stuff. Alright, well, on to game 3. Yeah, so I want to say my minor misplay was tapping the talisman instead of sacking a spawn. We'll bring back Cavern, take out Karn. On the draw for game 3. What makes this hand good? I mean, put simply, Cavern of Souls is fantastic. I think we keep it. It's a little bit slower than I'd like. A 7-mana value spell makes it fantastic, though. So I will keep. I'll pass. So we have 10 hits. Shock. And Thought Scour. Preordain. Interesting. Why Preordain? They haven't been playing any Thought Scours, which is interesting to me. Alright, well, not the animated Vesplay we're looking for, so Temple, pass. Now, the scary thing here would absolutely be they counter the Talisman, and then they play a Harbinger. And that would be downright frightening. Frog. Hog. You're a little bit late here, friend. Lab. Imprint. Talisman. Force? No force. That's good. That means we can still play the Mycospawn next turn, even if they do have a Harbinger. Maybe there's an argument to have been playing Cavernous Souls. That way we could have named Eldrazi. Thoughtseize is fine. That also means no Harbinger. So Chrysalis is a blocker. Mycospawn's ramp. And also exile. Well, it's good here. They would need to pitch cards to float the frog, though. So maybe Mycospawn is the play just to get rid of lands. Especially if they don't hit a land this turn. No land dropped so far. Attacks the frog. Draws a card. Do you draw into a land? You do. Okay. So the Writhing Chrysalis might be correct. Because it's a decent body. At the same time, Mycospawn would be able to hit a Bojuka Bog. Rumble. Eldrazi. Yeah, so I think we go kicked Mycospawn. Actually, hold up. Can I do multiple things here? I mean, if I go for Bog, the answer is no. I was thinking if I go for Mycospawn 2, 4, 5, 6... No, we can't do both. I was thinking whether I could play Chrysalis and Mycospawn. Well, no. Okay. The more I think about it, the more the answer is no. So we will kick... Tempted to kick the Hollowed Fountain just because it is their only white source. Alright, let's see. Do we see a consign to memory? Yes. Yep, there's the consign. That is fine. Now I'm starting to wonder if maybe the Chrysalis was correct, but then they would have consigned that just because we would have then had 2 spawns for color sources. Body's on board, so we'll have to float the frog if they want to land a hit. Otherwise, I will snap block. Pitches the Preordain. Pitches Preordain. Okay, so they have Oculus. So the Bojuka Bog would have been good, but unfortunately, they did have the consigns. The Chrysalis will be good, though. Interesting. I mean, I'm snap blocking here. Less cards you draw, the better off I am. So here comes Oculus. Why would they do that on my turn? Like, draw first. Seems odd to me. There's the Oculus as anticipated. Yep. So now we can Chrysalis. Drawing into a green source would be good. That's not good. Rumble can get hit by force, so maybe the Chrysalis is just correct here. Red, green. And that way next turn we can go for a Devourer. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah. So it means that we cannot sack any of the spawns. Let's say you, opponent. Thoughtseize is fine. Imagine you take Rumble. Honestly, take the return. Do it. You won't. You should take the Rumble, though. Rumble's the correct up. Without a doubt. What's the worst case scenario here? That manifest creature being a Harbinger and they flip it with a special action so I can't return Devourer? That would suck. I mean, they know for a fact I can't block the Frog or the Oculus reasonably. So we're going to take 9 damage here. Potentially 10. I can't grow the Chrysalis. I need... okay, doesn't matter. So I'll take the 9 down to 9. If they have a consign, then I think we might just lose. Blue, black, another frog. Another frog. That is fine. End step, return Devourer. The second frog is a genuine problem, though. I wish this return was in graveyard. Let's see now. So we're guaranteed to resolve Devourer and its trigger. That's good news. Lab is nice. I will play the lab. No. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So as much as I would like to get rid of a frog, we need to get rid of the Oculus, because the Oculus is going to continue generating value. Yeah. Not every frog can fly. So, Oculus down. And we have blockers now. In an ideal world, we can command. And then apply pressure, maybe? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. What's our best draw off the top? Probably command, honestly. A command would be really good. Granted, they don't have a counter. Why polluted Delta there? They must have an unearth. That would be my suspicion. That they have an unearth in hand. They're looking for a target. At that point, I'm wondering if they should have just cycled it. It's a land. Well, I guess now they can float the frog. Another Oculus, you gotta be effing joking me. Yeah. Shoot. They can float a frog. That's lethal damage on board. So I'm forced to block here. I mean, if I block the frog, sack the spawn, they're guaranteed to pitch their card. So I'll block here. Let's see if they make a mistake and pitch now. They do not. They're waiting for me to sack the spawn, which makes sense. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The problem then becomes if I draw into a 7-mana value spell, let's say another Devourer on some off chance. Is that relevant? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So Emrakul won't cut it. A Rumble might, but an Emrakul by itself won't. If we sacrifice this, then it cuts us off of any 7-mana value spell outright. I mean, they'll just pitch it. So I think it's right just to block. In that case, we should just block the godforsaken Oculus. We rely on our opponent making a mistake, and we're gonna take more damage for it. Down to 4. Yeah, we somehow needed to get this return into yard earlier. Draw. Command. Okay. Command intrigues me. We can X equals 5. Right now, 2 types in yard, 4 after command. 4 plus 5 is still 9. So what are we trying to do here? That becomes the question. We can X equals 5, but for what? Does anything get us out of this situation? Sure, we can exile a frog. Okay, but then what? Damn. We can exile a frog. We can make blockers. Okay, no, hold on. Exile the Oculus, make blockers. The problem then becomes that they can float the frog. Shoot. Right? They can just draw, pitch, pitch, float. So that doesn't work. What can we do here? Okay, here's what we'll do. We're gonna scry draw. We're gonna hold up green, red. So the talisman basically. X equals 4. I'm so tempted. Like, I'm not sure if Rumble will do it though. Actually, hold up. So, bottom, top, and draw. Let's see if we can make it work. It's -1. Nope, nothing. Yeah, the thought process there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It still would have been short. Wouldn't have mattered. Yeah, you got it. You got nothing. Rough. Rough. I tried to find some outs, but just couldn't make it work. Trying to think. If there's anything that I should have done differently. Not sure. I think just some good hits with the manifest. Yeah, just some really unfortunate things happening there. It is what it is. I'm not seeing an out. Maybe someone in the comments can let me know if there was one. But I'm not seeing an out or any specific misplays that I made off the top of my head. But I could be wrong. That said, we'll be back for match 5. Alright, and we're back for match 5 on the draw for game 1. This hand is keepable. We'll keep. Stomping Ground, Shock, Sprawl on red, Temple. Raises the question to Mycospawn or not to Mycospawn. I think it depends on what we draw. Devourer. Let's see what they're playing. Starting to think now, maybe not Mycospawn and just go Rumble. This looks like Eldrazi Tron. So yeah, I think we sandbag the Mycospawn and go Rumble instead. I don't think it matters if it's a Stomping Ground or a Forest that we sprawl. Is there a world where it's relevant? Yes, there is. So, Shock. So now we just need to hope and pray they don't get Natural Tron, maybe? I don't think even Natural Tron is necessarily the concern. I think Chalice on 1 is fine. Yeah. There's the Aragast. Okay. Well, shoot. Now we have decisions to make. Is it better for me to take control of their turn, or is it better for me to set up the Mycospawn? I think it's better for me to set up the Mycospawn, so I will go Temple. And then... Is there a world where I would beneficial if I had the red? Not really. So I think we can just Rumble. Yeah, another Soy Mycospawn's good. We can go back-to-back spawns. Either that or Breaker. Breaker might actually be better. But we might need the Ram from Mycospawn, so we'll go Mycospawn. And pass. No real reason to hold the ability to respond, I don't think. So we'll just pass. Okay, there's Natural Tron, but no green source, so we're good with this. I guess they could play a Talisman, but I think they play... Oh, yeah, Devour is a little bit unfortunate. But we're still good, because we do have the Temple. So that's okay. Just means we don't have double red now. But we can get double red. That's a thing we can do. Alright, let's see. Did we see any? No, we did not see any of the Tron lands here. So let's grab mine, leave the tower on board. 2, 4, 5. We have 6. So we can go up to 8 next turn. We could go Commercial District. Could also go Ghost Quarter. Ghost Quarter might not be a bad idea. My one concern there is that by the time we realize we need to Ghost Quarter, we need to Ghost Quarter now, basically. So either Commercial District, Temple, or Ghost Quarter. We could also go Sync Mavugan to set up the Aragast. That's also an option. Yeah, we'll go Commercial District, set up the Aragast. Sets up a next draw. We don't want the return. And pass. If they take out a temple somehow, then we still have the ability to kick a Micah Spawn next turn. Attack. Take the 6, then the 12. That is fine. Well, Relic and Grave. Another one. Okay. Probably want to just Ugin Lab now. Well, let's kick a Micah Spawn. We're going to get rid of the power plant. I'll grab a Sanctum of Ugin. I'm going to lab, imprint Uragast, and pass. I mean, I'm willing to trade if needed. Like, I'm also not too worried. Yeah, I was about to say, I'm not exactly worried about this. So, Tron, win for game 1. Because, like, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 mana next turn. So I didn't even need to emerge the Airgas. So I guess I could have double blocked. That would have been fine. And then we would have had Emrakul as well. Yeah, you're in a solid position. Oh, let's bring in Stone Rain. Got the return. Keep the Gemstone. And run it back. This looks like colorless Eldrazi Tron, which is good for us. I'm not keeping this hand though. That's a mulligan. That's way too slow. Hand would be so much better if we just had a green source. Okay. What makes this hand good? Temple, Lab. Okay, so 7 hits there. We're going to do it again, aren't we? Any untapped green source. Okay, so now we're looking at, what is that? So 7 plus 9, 16 hits there. Okay. Really 16. I will keep it. I'll drop the Utopia Sprawl because we want the Emrakul in case of a lab. Yes, that's fine. Lab, imprint, Null Drifter, Talisman, Chalice on 1. That's fine. Draw, Rumble. Okay, whiff number 1. I'm tempted to cast Command for 0. I'm very tempted to do so. Just so we have a higher % chance of hitting what we need. Another lab. Imprint. Chalice on 2. Stonebrain. Yeah, that's fine. I want to hit Karn. So I Micah Spawn. Be big brain and hit Forest. Imagine. Okay, so I Micah Spawn's fine. I'll put a pause on end step so I can think. Do we command? If we do, then that means that like drawing into a temple, drawing into a lab is so much worse. And we do have a Cavern of Souls, so we can at least command X1 next turn. So no, we will not command. Really tempted to, but we'll draw. Hey, look at that. Okay, so now we can go Forest and Rumble and Ugin Lab. Unfortunate to see 2 Stone Rain though. That royally sucks. Next turn we can Chrysalis, or we can Lab Emrakul. Opponent's passing. They really have nothing. Jeez. Ooh, well, we don't have red source, so ooh, but I can't use it. Cavern of Souls ramps me 2 and applies pressure to board. Eldrazi. So red, green, colorless. This is a Chrysalis. We also have a command X1 if needed. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Talisman of Curiosity. Okay, so maybe they do have green, and that scares me a bit. Yes, that's fine. So maybe they do have Swine Mycospawn? Maybe it's just for Null Drifter? Wooded Foothills, you say? Fetch. Shock. 1, 2. Ugh. I do want to rumble. So we will rumble. I will grab a World Breaker. And then I'm going to cast a Stomping Ground. Or not cast a Stomping Ground, Stone Rain. Okay. Next turn we have a World Breaker. So right now things are looking fine. Looks like they might evoke next turn. Unless they have a Soul Land. Well, that's kind of okay. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So we do have Emrakul next turn. Yep. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they can't cast Null Drifter, but they can evoke it. There's Evoke. That is fine. Draw a couple cards. Okay. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yes. So we will Ugin Lab, Imprint Breaker, and just for sake of being careful, sack, trigger. Can't be countered. Go to combat. Smack in the face for 4. And our turn, comrade. Got Null Drifter, got a Mine, got a Forest. Let's see what you draw. A Devourer. I mean, I guess we could Null Drifter. Does that really do anything? It doesn't, right? I guess we just return Null Drifter to hand. Ping you for 1. And pass? Yeah, I think that's it. I don't think we need to do much else. Alright, see what you got, opponent. Don't think you got much. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Got a kicked Mycospawn. A concession. We got there. Alright, not bad. 3-2 record at the end of 5. Some close losses, I would say, against Tron, specifically against Odin, as well as Oculus. So, I'm not going to complain too much. I think our first loss, game 1 against Oculus, was just atrocious. Like I said, the percent chance of us hitting one of like the 17, 21 cards that we needed was so astronomically high, and we just saw nothing for so long. So sometimes you lose the variance. That's okay. But overall, deck feels good. Still playing solidly. Like I said before, this is really going to be the week of me just getting some baseline data and then making some changes next week to test and compare. So this week is just, here's the exact list that I brought to the RC. Next week we'll do some tuning, try out 2 Ancient Stirrings. I think I'm probably going to cut an Uragast and a copy of Writhing Chrysalis for 2 Ancient Stirrings. I also do want to mess with the sideboard a bit. I think bringing in 2 Ancient Stirrings will bump us up to 10 green 10 green spells in the deck, meaning that I kind of want to try Force of Vigor. Right now, Nature's Claim is being used, but I kind of want to see if Force of Vigor might be better. Just because we will have 10, so if I bring in 2, then that is 12 green spells, and that is like the floor for those type of cards. So something to think about, something to consider. Otherwise, Nature's Claim is also something I'd want to test on the side over Stone Rain. Stone Brain, once again, feeling a bit mediocre, so some stuff that we need to test. But that being said, thank you all for joining me today. As always, if you did enjoy the video, please do consider hitting the like button, comment down below if you did see any mistakes that I made, any lines that I missed, or just some general feedback. For as much as I hope that you all learn from me and my successes and my failures, I hope to learn from you all as well. And finally, if you did make it to this point in the video, please do consider subscribing. We're getting closer and closer to our 500 subscriber goal. With that being said, folks, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!